We continue to commemorate the 9/11 attacks this morning. As the local telephone service provider to much of New York City, Verizon faced enormous operational changes in the wake of the Trade Center attacks. Joining us right now is the former Verizon Wireless CEO, Denny Striegel, joining us right now, and it's good to see you, Denny. Thanks very much for joining us.
Very nice to be with you.
I remember on September 11th when I ran out to the street corner to see what had happened after the first plane went into the first building, and I watched the second plane go into the second building live from that street corner. Everybody was trying to get service, and nothing worked. Tell us what Verizon, you were the CEO of Verizon Wireless at the time.
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
Well, obviously, a number of things happened very quickly. First, if you look at downtown Manhattan, there are 4 computerized switching centers down there. We lost them all. There are 300,000 telephone connections down there out of service. There are some 3.6 million data circuits that were lost. There were 20 cell sites for Verizon Wireless that were lost entirely. So the first challenge that Verizon had, of course, was to assess the situation, to clean up the damage, flooding in our 140 West Street right next to the World Trade Center towers. And the first job is clean it up, get the water out of there, try to restore these circuits to working order. And of course, that took quite some time. There were some 3,000 people involved. The effort on the part of Verizon, it was amazing. In fact, our CEO at the time, Ivan Seidenberg, just documented this in his book, Verizon Untethered. It's a remarkable story of a very tragic situation. But I will tell you, we were very proud of the employees, that so many that gave their very best in this effort. By the way, Verizon also employees, we lost 3 of them to this terrible disaster.
Our condolences. From a communications perspective, what have we learned since then?
Well, there is quite a bit that has been learned. By the way, this lower Manhattan is one of the most complex, concentrated hubs of telecommunications circuits in the world, if not the major hub in the world. So we have learned a lot since then. A lot of rerouting, a lot of microwave, a lot of towers from cell phone service that we can wheel into a situation like if that ever happens again. So we have learned a tremendous amount in the way of engineering. But to be honest, Maria, disasters can strike again.
You have to be ready for them in terms of having a backup ready, almost a backup to the backup. I mean, we were talking about earlier about our experiences in being in Lower Manhattan on 9/11 or the day after and what have you. But I always remember where I was on that previous New Year's, which was 2000 to 2001. I was in New York City's Emergency Command Center that night for the New Year's Eve, and that command center at the time was in the World Trade Center. It was in one of those buildings. It wasn't in the Twin Towers. It was one of those buildings. It's since moved to a different location in the city. But it seemed like that time taught us the hard way as companies that you have to have a backup in different locations and different ways of doing it.
Connolly, the ability to reroute service is extremely important, and to be able to do it at the moment.
Yeah.
In terms of cell phone service, of course, the concentrated effort of everybody trying to use their cell phones at one time becomes the issue that
Which was the issue that day.
Which was the issue that day. So it was extremely important to be able to reroute, to be able to put new towers in, more towers in. Everybody was on their cell phone trying to get service.
That's right. I remember standing on the corner. Everybody was sharing phones and trying to call loved ones to tell them what was going on. It was really sad.
Denny, as we have a hurricane bearing down on the Carolinas, I'm thinking about the resilience down there. What advice do you have to that community right now, recognizing that they may be shut out of communications in hours to come?
Mitch, I'm sure at this point that we are getting as much equipment, cell sites on wheels, as we can there. We will be probably, I'm not there any longer, but my guess is that Verizon and Verizon Wireless will be prepared to give free phones, as we did in Lower Manhattan, some 5,000 free phones, as I recall. But I think the important thing is, obviously, get the heck out of there.
Yeah, right.
How is 5G going to impact communications going forward as it relates to disasters? It's going to be faster. Are we going to be able to learn more about disasters as they happen and be able to communicate better?
Lindsay,
And when is 5G a reality? It's such a great point that you bring up.
Okay, it's rolling out now. It will roll out across the country. It will be some couple of years before we see 5G, at a point where we could say it's fully implemented. But the fascinating thing about 5G is the speeds that we will get from it. Now, 5G service will give us tremendous connectivity with the Internet of Things, fog networks, and all the kinds of things that control even lighting, highway systems, and so forth. So I think this is a tremendous opportunity. By the way, it's a huge revenue potential for carriers like Verizon. So the sooner Verizon is able to roll it out, AT&T is able to roll it out, obviously the revenue stream is tremendous from it.
What's your take on what's going on from a business standpoint today? I mean, you see all this merging of content and delivery. And, of course, this morning we were having a conversation about CBS. Do you think we continue to see consolidation between the pipes and the content providers?
I definitely think we'll continue to see consolidation.
I mean, there's rumors that Verizon may want to acquire CBS.
I don't I don't know that. Could very well be. But the opportunity to put the pipes, as you say, together with content, obviously AT&T is big in that strategy. Verizon's strategy at the point appears to be with Oath doing some of the same, but more focus on rolling out the 5G network. So it's interesting to see the two contrasting strategies between AT&T and Verizon. Very interestingly, the new Verizon CEO, as you all know, Hans Vestberg, seems to be the perfect guy in the job, having come from Ericsson, which was huge in 5G and manufacturing equipment. So, we'll see what happens between those two companies.
So important.
But it's exciting.
Yeah, it really is exciting. And 5G is coming, and that certainly will make it more exciting. Denny, it's great to get your insights on this important day.
Very nice to be here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Denny Striegel there.